Hi, this is Cayden from VIA, Value Investing Academy. So I'm also known as the value investor who has went almost bankrupt in year 2001, survived cancer twice in 2010, 2014, and then eventually become financially free in my late 30s. So you have heard my story in the previous video. And let's continue from what we had left off. And remember, in the very first video, we talked about, in order for us to retire less than 42 years and in order for us to have more money in life, and we need to own something called a business. Because the business owner obviously is going to make more money than those people who works for a business. So now the next question is, before we talk about a business owners, now some people may argue that, hey, okay, then why should I invest in businesses? There's so many types of assets around the world that I could invest in. For example, the most popular thing recently, which is called cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or some people invest in wine, and some people invest in properties, some people invest in Forex. Now, why of all the stuff you want to invest in a business and not in things like gold, silver, Forex, or whatsoever? Now, before I jump into the part of why business, let me explain to you what are the two types of assets that we need to recognize. One is going to make us wealthier, and one don't, or one may not. Now, the first type of assets that I want to share with you is the kind that produce income. So what do I mean the kind of assets that produce income? Now, in the Singapore context, many people like to invest in properties. If you go to the showroom, you see people queuing up investing in properties. So why they want to invest in properties? Because in the long run, there may be capital gain or capital appreciation of the properties that they invested in. Or the second one, while waiting for the capital appreciation to come, they will collect this thing called the rental income. So you realize that every single month, if they become a landlord and they are able to collect rental income from a tenant, then this property that they own, it generates income. So in other words, this kind of assets, we call them income generating assets. But yet, there are some people who prefer another type of assets. And the other type of assets, we call them assets that don't produce income. In other words, they are like a non-income producing assets. Now, let me give you an example of non-producing income assets. Now, in the early days when I was a small little kid, I had this hobby called collecting stamps. Example stamps. And as of today, I'm quite sure there are some people around the world, they love to collect very rare stamps. So they call these stamps their assets, but they don't generate income. In the early days, my mom loved to invest in something called gold. Yes, and gold is an asset, but unfortunately, gold don't produce income. So now the question is, which one is better? Do I want to invest in gold, which don't produce income, or do I invest in a property or a business that produce income? Let me just ask you something. Let's say right now you have $100,000, and out of a business and a gold, you decided to buy a block of gold, which is a 10 kg of gold. So let's say this is one block of gold and it's 10 kg. So you use your savings, you bought this block of gold. And this 10 kg, you go to your house, you open up a safe, and you put it inside a safe, and you close it. Yep. And 50 years later, you open up a safe, you take up this block of gold again. Give a guess. How heavy does this block of gold weigh? 10 kg. So in other words, 50 years ago is 10 kg. Today, 50 years later, is 10 kg. So my question to you is this. 50 years ago and today, did this gold give you any income? Now the answer is no. Then the question is, then why do people invest in gold then? Because those people who invest in gold or stamp or wine or silver or whatever, or Forex, they have this hope that maybe in years to come, which is 50 years later, the price of the gold may go up, may capital gain or may capital appreciate. So that 50 years later, they can sell away this block of gold and then make money of it. But the important question is, how do you know whether the gold price will rise or fall? Do you realize that you only know 50 years down the road? So in other words, you will not know 50 years ago, but you only know 50 years later. Now, I want you to imagine that what happened if 50 years later, you take the block of gold out, and you realize that the block of gold did not capital appreciate or did not appreciate in value. So in other words, you have wasted 50 years of your life away. And even if you capital appreciate, maybe the margin is so small that you don't really get money out of it. Now, on the other hand, let me put this block of gold away. What happens if you take the same amount of money, which is $100,000, and let's say you open a coffee shop. And every single month you go to the coffee shop is well run, and you can collect income from it, whether from selling the drink, selling the food, or whatsoever, or the rental. So you realize that every single month, first year, second year, third year, all the way until 50 years later, this coffee shop will be able to generate income for you. And if you put a team in place, in fact, you will generate one type of income called the passive income. That means you don't have to work, but this asset or this coffee shop pays you. So across the years, let's say 10 years down the road, you have accumulated enough passive income. What will you do with this passive income? You may decide to open the second coffee shop. That means you buy even more assets. And then you buy a third coffee shop, the fourth coffee shop, and the fifth coffee shop. And you realize that throughout the 50 years, your one coffee shop may become many coffee shops or a chain of coffee shops. Now, on the other hand, if you buy just a block of gold, there's nothing you can do out of gold. Gold don't give you income. You cannot buy a second block of gold and third block of gold, and so on. So how can we all work less than 42 years? Or in fact, we can retire much earlier. Very easy. Remember, there are two types of assets. One asset that produces passive income, and another type of assets that don't. So once you're able to accumulate enough passive income across the years, and this passive income far supersedes the expenses that you incur, whether from your car, your house, your children, or whatsoever, then we will become financially free. So of course, when we become financially free, we can still choose to work, but we work because we choose to, not because we have to. So in the next subsequent video, what we're going to show you is we're going to show you one type of assets that you're going to own. And what you need to do is you just need to spend a small sum of money every single month, setting aside to buy these assets. And whatever income that you're going to generate in the next 1 year is going to far supersede whatever your peers is going to generate in the next 8 years in total. So I want you to watch out for my next email where I'm going to share with you the link of the video on how you can generate this sort of passive income. And that is the video that I'm going to share with you in the next email. So with that, Cayden from VIA Value Investing Academy, and I shall see you in my next video. Goodbye.